The morning I didn't miss you. I woke up before my alarm today. No rush. No panic. Just silence. For the first time in a long time, my first thought wasn't you. And that scared me more than missing you ever did. There was a time when every morning started the same way. Me reaching for my phone. Half asleep. Hopping for a message that made getting out of bed worth it. Some days there was one. Most days there was. I used to replay our conversations while brushing my teeth. Wonder if I said too much. Or not enough. Wonder if today would be the day you finally realized you loved me the way I loved you. I built my days around your availability. My moods around your replies. My happiness around someone who never promised to stay. And the worst part is, I don't think you even noticed. People think heartbreak is dramatic. Crying on the floor. Screaming into pillows. Begging someone not to leave. But mine was quieter. It was smiling while my chest felt empty. It was saying, I'm fine, so many times that it almost sounded true. It was watching someone slowly stop choosing me. While I kept choosing them anyway. I remember the night I almost sent the message. The one where I finally said everything. How tired I was. How lonely I felt even when you were there. How much it hurt to feel like an option. I typed it out. Read it back. Then deleted it. Not because it wasn't true, but because I knew you wouldn't change. And that realization hurt more than your silence ever did. Love can make you patient in dangerous ways. It can convince you that waiting is loyalty. That pain is proof of effort. That if you just hold on a little longer, things will become what they used to be. But the truth is, some people don't drift away suddenly. They fade. Slowly. Until one day, you're the only one still holding the memory together. I don't hate you. I never did. I hated the version of myself that stayed too long. The one who ignored the signs. The one who made excuses for someone who never fought as hard. I lost sleep over someone who slept just fine without me. I lost myself trying to be enough for someone who never asked for more. And then, one day, something changed. There was no big moment. No final goodbye. No closure. Just a quiet morning. Like this one. I realized I hadn't checked my phone yet. I realized my chest felt calm. Not happy. Not sad. Just light. I still remember you. But the memory doesn't reach out and grab me anymore. It sits where it belongs. In the past. You were important. You mattered. But you are no longer the center of my days. And that doesn't mean what we had was meaningless. It means it ended when it needed to. Healing isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It arrives quietly. In moments you almost miss. Like a morning where you don't ache. A song that doesn't hurt anymore. A name that no longer tightens your chest. I used to think letting go meant losing something. Now I know it meant getting myself back. So if you ever think of me, I hope you remember me kindly. Not as the one who waited, but as the one who finally stopped. Because the morning I didn't miss you was the morning I started living again. At first, I didn't trust the calm. It felt unfamiliar. Like something that could disappear if I paid too much attention to it. I kept waiting for the ache to return. For your name to suddenly weigh heavy on my chest again. But it didn't. Instead, there were small moments. Quiet ones. Standing in line for coffee without thinking about what you'd order. Walking past places we used to go and feeling nothing. Not relief. Not sadness. Just distance. I realized how much of myself I had postponed. How many thoughts I had silenced just to keep the peace. How often I chose being needed over being honest. I used to believe love was supposed to hurt a little. That missing someone was proof that it mattered. That being uncomfortable meant you were trying. Now I see how wrong that was. Love isn't meant to leave you exhausted. It isn't meant to make you doubt your worth. It doesn't ask you to shrink so someone else can feel bigger. I wasn't asking for too much. I was asking the wrong person. There are still nights when memories drift in quietly. Not to hurt, just to remind me of who I was. I remember the version of myself that waited by the phone, who reread messages looking for hidden meaning, who confused attention with affection. I don't judge her anymore. She did the best she could with what she knew. Sometimes healing looks like forgiveness, not for the person who left, but for the person you were when they did. I stopped rewriting the past in my head, stopped wondering what I could have done differently. Because the truth is simple, even if it's painful. If someone wants to stay, they stay. They don't make you guess. They don't make you beg. They don't make you feel like love is something you have to earn. Now my days feel steady. Not exciting. Not empty. Just real. I don't rush the evenings anymore. I let silence exist without filling it. I let myself rest without feeling guilty for not being needed. And sometimes, in that stillness, I feel something new growing. Not love for someone else. Not yet. But trust. Trust in myself. In my instincts. In the quiet voice that once warned me. Even when I chose not to listen. I don't know who I'll become next. I don't know who will walk into my life later on. But I know this. I won't disappear for anyone again. I won't make myself small to be chosen. I won't confuse loneliness with connection. You were a chapter. A long one. A painful one. But the story didn't end with you. It continues. Softly. Slowly. With someone who finally knows. That peace is not the absence of love. It is the beginning of it. There was a time when I thought moving on meant forgetting. Erasing your name. Deleting every trace. Pretending the past never existed. But forgetting isn't how it works. Some memories stay. Not as wounds, but as quiet reminders of how far you've come. I don't miss you the way I used to. There's no ache in my chest when your name crosses my mind. No urge to check if you've watched my story. No question left unanswered. What I miss, sometimes, is the feeling of believing. Believing that love was enough. That effort would be returned. That silence didn't mean goodbye. But I've learned to let that go too. I've learned that hope doesn't disappear. It just changes direction. It stops reaching backward and starts pointing forward. There are mornings now when I wake up without heaviness. The air feels lighter. The day doesn't feel like something to survive. I make plans without imagining you in them. I laugh without wondering if you'd laugh too. I exist fully in the moment. And that's something I never thought I'd be able to do. Sometimes I catch myself smiling for no reason. And it surprises me. Not because I'm happy, but because I'm okay. And being okay used to feel impossible. I understand now that closure isn't a conversation. It's a decision. A quiet moment when you stop asking for answers. From someone who never planned to give them. I didn't lose you. I found clarity. You didn't take anything with you. You just left space behind. Space I finally learned how to fill with myself. If we ever cross paths again, I won't look for explanations in your eyes. I won't search for regret or recognition. Because I no longer need proof that what we had was real. It was real to me. And that's enough. Some loves are not meant to stay. They're meant to wake you up. To teach you what you won't accept again. To show you the strength you didn't know you had. And now, when I think about the future, I don't picture a person. I picture peace. Stability. A life where love feels calm. Where effort is mutual. Where silence doesn't feel like abandonment. I don't know when that love will come. I'm not rushing it. For the first time, I'm not afraid of being alone. Because I've learned something important. I was never empty. I was just giving too much of myself to someone who didn't know how to hold it. And now, I finally do.